Welcome to where the furniture isn't always the best, but them views, they are amazing.
It's a 13 floor, y'all. It's a 13 floor, y'all. It's a 13 floor, y'all. It's the 13 floor, y'all. It's a 13 floor, y'all. It's the 13 floor, y'all. It's a 13 floor, y'all. It's the 13 floor, y'all.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 13th floor where the furniture isn't always the best, but the views are amazing. I am your moderator, B. Jones, and we got a special edition episode of the 13th floor today. We got the Black-owned DC takeover. Got Jackie coming in this week. What's happening, ma'am? Miss Jackie?
I'm good. All is well. How you guys doing?
Man, great.
Another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Yes, feeling good. We feeling good. We got the regulars, BJ down there, Sir Fresco up top, and my man Faison. What's happening?
Man, enjoying life. It's been good. It's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday this time, so I'm aware of the day of the week. And we're good. It's good. We Namdi had a little ear surgery last week on Thursday. Came through that like a soldier. No problem, no issues. So we're good to go. Waiting for that checkup in 6 weeks now. Make sure the hole in the tube area is closing. We're good. But all is well. And I'm COVID free.
Hey.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be right there. BJ, back in the action, man. What's up, man? First week of school?
Hey, man. Literally, today was the 5th day of class for them. So, today, 1 week in the books, and we're good to go down here, man. Again, still distance learning, but got my Mason started high school, man. It's like no matter the fact that he's not there physically, just the fact that I know he's in high school now, man, it's crazy. Like, I remember him being born and taking him down to campus he was only like 3 or 4 months, man. We were on campus. Now he's in high school, dude. So we kicking it.
Silent tear.
Exactly.
Real deal.
Frisco Fresh, man. What's happening on your side of the world?
Man, you know I'm excited as a serial entrepreneur ninja. We got this big entrepreneur show jumping off today. One of my favorite subjects and topics. So, you know, man, I'm out here wearing some of my new swag. Y'all go check Time is Enemy. New apparel line we got out. One time for Rebellion Records, too. I'm shouting out all the entrepreneurs. Rebellion Records right here with the Rocket. My dog Ghost Rider got a new single out, Huddle. Go check that out. SoundCloud, Tidal, whatever you go check out music on. Go do that.
So I'm just saying it could be the return of the fresh jam of the week since we got our own, you know what I'm saying?
You know, we might have to go ahead and throw a little sample of that on there.
You let me know, man. It's your world, man. I'm just
we won't get flagged for this time. What?
Right.
Exactly. I do not know because it is up on. He definitely got all his copyrights and everything up there. So who knows? Roll the dice, baby.
There it is, man. As Fresh alluded to, man, this week we are doing a Black on DC sponsored show where we're going to be highlighting different Black businesses. It's going to be a recurring episode once a month. We're going to have different topics, Black in business, different guest speakers. We got Green Dentistry coming on tonight that's going to drop some major gems on us about how they're thriving and thriving through COVID. And Jackie's going to take us through some of the other little tidbits of the episode. So I'm really excited to pop this off, this being the first episode in that series, man.
Same here.
There it is. So let's get it started off right. I'm going to hit you first, Mr. Freshervation. Let's get that good word out, man, so we get this thing cracking.
Yes, indeed. You know, being a serial entrepreneur, I really felt one of the biggest things as an entrepreneur to do and as a business owner is to be able to adapt and embrace change. So I wanted to speak on, you know, that specific topic today. I'm grateful for new challenges that help me grow and become stronger. I embrace the changes in my life with curiosity and gratitude. Change is natural and I welcome it with an open mind. I welcome the changes in my life with positive attitude. They say the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So as you take that journey, hopefully into building something of your own, or maybe getting into the opportunity with a friend or coworker, make sure that you are embracing change. While you should learn from things of your past, you need to be able to embrace and adapt to that change in order to truly grow. And especially in a time like now during COVID, being able to embrace change and adapt to new opportunities is exactly how a business can stay thriving through this pandemic. And that's what it's fresh innovation, baby. Believe that.
There it is. There it is. Jackie, I'm coming your way for the first skit or segment with the Black on DC sponsored podcast. So we got Black business news this week. So what you got for us, Jackie? First things first, you got to come off mute.
Appreciate it.
Don't give her a hard time, ladies and gentlemen. It's only her second time on the show. Second time on the show.
So I sent you guys an article. 40% of Black businesses aren't expected to make it through the pandemic. And I just kind of wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. I'm more so interested in discussing what Black businesses could do right now, you know, to make sure that they are able to survive, you know, that 60% that's, you know, gonna make it. You know, what can those entrepreneurs be doing right now? What do you guys think?
Well,
Fresh cereal. Okay, all right, you got it.
Yeah, I want to start, and I'll start in the field that I am in, and I live every day. Let's talk about the restaurant and food industry. So, most of the Black-owned restaurants have to start thinking outside of the box. They it can't just continue to have, because one, they're super popular. So at this point in time now, I'm going to use Atlanta as an example of how amazing the food is here and how it works and how people actually like look up Black-owned restaurants and Black-owned things for brunch or for breakfast, whatever it may be. Now is the time to be innovative. You're in a plaza, for instance, you have things going forward. You can only have so much space inside the restaurant. Don't make people wait 2 hours, 3 hours to eat. Figure out how there's restaurant closed down the street, or is the area is closed. Block off some parking spots. Do something else that you can allow these stuff to do and serve your guests out there. Bring more options to them to eat. Get a tent. Let them sit outside and eat. You have to think outside the box. A lot of the big brands, the Taco Bells, the Chick-fil-A's, they're innovating and doing those things and taking over spaces. And we can't continue to say, I don't have the option to do so, or I can't do this. If you want to maximize, and at this point in time, maximize all the funds coming in, you have to think outside the box. You got to be able to use, touchless payments options, going through Toast programming, ability to use Yelp. And Yelp, I can't think of the name, DoorDash, and Grubhub, all those guys, yeah. Mm-hmm. They take a lot of profit off top, and that's a part of it. But, to get that out there to say, hey, we're still open, we still can serve you, you got to do that process. But they have to fight with their vendors to make sure they are priority. You can't accept the fact that they're like, oh, we're out of these or we're out of this. Like, no, just because you're the low buyer on the totem pole does not mean you don't get the same respect as those who are buying crates and crates of product. Your voice is heard, your voice is served. Don't accept it. And that's what I'm seeing here in restaurant industry, is that they're not being that loud wheel, just allowing it to happen and then saying, oh, we didn't have this process. That's baloney. We have to get together as a coalition of restaurants and make sure we got to change all vendors to one vendor and say, we're going to order from this vendor and make it work. Let's do that. But we got to start thinking it as a bigger picture and not just what's happening in our four walls. And that's what I think we need to do to survive, especially for food. We always need food. We always want to go out, and opportunities to socialize is great. But we hate, and I hate, to wait 2 hours for pancakes. It makes me sick. I'll do it because I know I want to support the business, but I can't do that every week. And because you're limiting my ability, that's causing a problem for that.
This man said, don't make them wait for pancakes, y'all. It can get real. I definitely want to piggyback, I guess, on Art's sentiments of embracing technology. I think that one of the biggest faults, not just in business, but also in our personal life, is not utilizing technology that is out there in order to help us, advance our business or, productivity or whatever else it may be. There are so many things out there, just like he was talking about in regards to restaurants. You talk about DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of these other meal delivery services that while they do take something off top, you have to think about the opportunity of growing your reach in your visibility. You have to think of the opportunity of, also offering on your website that you do offer delivery service potentially, and doing a better job of even going back to some of those guerrilla marketing tactics of hitting the streets and really talking to the people in your neighborhood and right there in your personal area. Because everybody right now is ordering food that you're missing out on opportunities just by not going out there and speaking with them. But on a more general basis, I think that the internet is something that all businesses need to really be looking into, especially in a time of quarantine and during this pandemic. The opportunities that lie on the internet, there's pretty much no business that cannot find ways to infuse some more opportunities into their business through the internet. I don't care what industry that you are in, there's always some way that you can take better advantage of the internet, whether it's through utilizing smarter and more intelligent inventory systems or finding better strategic vendor partners. There are all types of things that you can capitalize on, especially by way of sales and reaching new people through the internet. And I think that a lot of businesses, whether tied down to old ways or just a lack of experience, now is the time to go out there and hit up Google University, YouTube University. There are plenty of different ways and that you can learn about how to better advance whatever your specific business is online. And I definitely encourage all businesses to take that opportunity, especially now.
Can we jump into to SBA and loans? And I know that's always been a big barrier right now of kind of cover themselves to make sure businesses are staying open. And I can say I've seen the downfall of people applying for it, not getting responses from the big banks. We won't name them because they probably can flag us for anything crazy, but the big banks that are out there, they're being blocked off and they're kind of showing favoritism to the larger companies that are putting more money into the bank's pocket. With that being said, most of the Black-owned businesses, they are smaller, not the large ones, but the mom and pop versions, which are vital to the United States. Mom and pop businesses are what actually run and pay a lot of those corporate taxes that we don't think about because they're so small. They fall into that weird bubble of helping and supporting neighborhoods. Those are the ones that need to make sure they are applying again and applying again. You can never not apply enough for these loans. Don't let the one time kick you off the curb. So August the 14th, the PPP loan just expired. So those who said that they didn't get their first funding in June or July had all the way until August to do so, and they denied you for $100,000. Go back and put in $999,000 that you'd have gotten that loan approval. So it's about learning the system and understanding that process and adjusting, not taking no for an answer, and then understanding that payback. I think a lot of us, and not just Black owned, but a lot of businesses took out the PPP loan thinking, okay, I'm going to cover myself for this time frame and use it for the wrong things. We spoke about this before on one of our podcasts, maybe a couple times ago, it was a live podcast that they for Juneteenth, they were taking out loans and using it for the wrong thing. So SBA loan, PPP loan, and a forgivable loan are three different loan processes, and one's going to cost you 30-year payback, and one's going to be paying back in 18 months at a very high payback. So it's important to know those things, and they're still out there. They're still offering those things. It's just you got to be able to go to your bank and talk to your banker. And if you can't get it to your bank, change banks. You can change your business bank account super easy, same as your personal business account. Just change it, go to another bank, go to a credit union, go to a smaller local bank. Like, you have the money. Banks want your money, and they want your money to help grow their business. They don't want to help you, change. And stop paying fees for business banking and you're not bringing any money in right now. Change banks. Very important factor.
All right, I love the accountability piece in that, because I think one of the things that Black businesses have to take into consideration is being responsible for your situation. So not applying and receiving, or applying and not receiving the PPP loans, like you said, persistence. But the other thing that I think we don't want to leave out is the power of the pivot. You know, if you're in a business that is greatly impacted, as some of those businesses were that are pointed out in that article, where they just had to shut down, they weren't considered essential businesses. Where is the opportunity? Where is the space for you to, go further? Or where can you find that lane of opportunity to then attack viciously, especially with the amount of assistance that is currently out there? Now, I know, we got some bad lending practices, Black businesses, unfortunately, not receiving a great portion of the PPP money, but it just doesn't stop with the applying. There's a great section where business and politics intersect. So we got to understand the role that we play when getting this legislation passed, having the right people in the right places to, do these things. So I think, for me, the power of the pivot is really where it's at, man. Figure out where your opportunity is and then get there. Go ahead, BJ.
That's critical. The whole time, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it, but I like that, the power of the pivot. Because if you were one of those businesses that had to shut down or saw a drastic drop in clientele or whatever the case may be, then it goes back to the other thing, see a need, feel a need, right? I was sitting here the other night, like just thinking about in general, right now, what is the need for anybody who has strong internet service at the house or whatever. Parents need a place for their kids to sit and attend school at, just log in the computer and sit. Like, if you could provide a place for 4 to 5 kids to come daily, and again, I'm talking about in a spaced out place, to come be isolated, just log in with their headphones and their laptop. You provide the PG, you provide the internet, you provide everything else that they need to sit there. You're not providing lunch for them. They can bring all that stuff. They just need a space to work for the 5-6 hours a day. Like, you're doing parents a great service right there, that they need to be at home doing that. So you get 1 or 2 kids a week, 4 or 5 kids, $50, $75 a week per kid. Hey, you got cash flow coming in. It may not be what you make at the business, but see a need, feel a need. That's just one of the things I was just thinking about the other day. The ability to do something like that and just do something real quick. And honestly, feel the need, a great need is out there right now, especially with homes and kids and parents right now.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's our take on it, Jackie. I don't know if you got anything you want to add before we bring in our guests on to the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. So I think I agree with everything. Definitely, we got to innovate. We definitely have to figure out what is a need right now. One of the things that I had noted was, even if you can get to a minimal viable product, maybe you were really far in your business and you were doing this and you were doing that, but maybe it's time to hone in on, one thing that really does well, instead of, putting all your resources into so many different things. I also think it's important to ask for help right now. I've seen a lot of businesses raise money to sustain, pay their rent, pay their employees, people who couldn't get PPP loans and, other things like that. They reached out to the community, and the community a lot of times was very receptive, and they raised more money than they even set out to raise. So I think that we should definitely look into those options. And then partnerships. I think it's definitely the time to partner with other like minds. I think that a lot of businesses are doing it already. I've seen a lot of restaurants sharing spaces, a lot of retailers sharing spaces with restaurants, and I think it's definitely the time to do that as well.
Awesome points. Yeah. Awesome points. And without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get our guests on so they can weigh in, man. They've been striving and thriving through this COVID situation. We got Green Dentistry getting their audio and video situations situated. Look at that. We got Dr. Millender in here.
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. Nothing much. Just waiting for y'all to let us on in.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
You know, the elevator
Elevator to the 13th floor just wasn't opening just
Yeah,
quite
I say
yet.
it gets stuck sometime. We got to slide some oil to that thing, but you know, you are here and we are excited.
Yes, we are too.
Yes, yes. We had to get our own room this time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all caught the previous version, but you know, she was all hogging the camera and such. So we got our own space this time.
Oh yeah.
Ready to ride. So I'm gonna go ahead
Two
and
personalities in one box.
I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Dr. Millender while we wait on Dr. Clark to get her video situated. So here we have Dr. Kristen Millender, co-founder and senior clinician for Green Dentistry, and she's gonna give you everything you need to know about Green Dentistry a little later in the show. But her accolades include a BA in chemistry from VCU, a master's in biomedical science from Barry University, her DDS from the great University of Maryland, Baltimore campus. But a little bit about Kristen personally. I mean, she's defined her own space as a collaborative entrepreneur. And she's driven by a passion to heal. And this doesn't just stop with dentistry. She's very instrumental in her community, creating pathways to holistic wellness for her patients, especially African Americans, by using alternative and natural methods. Dr. Millender enjoys connecting with people and believes that the solution to self-fulfillment is through compassion and using our divine gifts to improve the lives of others. So for her, that means collaborating with people and organizations.
Oh, we muted him out.
We lost him, Britt.
He's on mute.
How y'all gonna mute the man? What is that about? I'm in the middle of
that includes
this beautiful introduction. Oh, and by the way, Dr. Millender is my fiance, so yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
you started there. That's where you start.
Right.
Show him the ring, damn it. Show him the ring.
You was waiting on that one. Time was ticking, brother.
Yes, Dr. Millender, welcome and thank you for coming and joining us here on the 13th floor.
Yes, very happy to be a part tonight. Thank you.
Great. And Dr. Clark, you in here?
I am in here. I'm working on my visual here.
All right, good deal. Well, we got Dr. Dawn Clark also. She's a co-founder and the practice manager for Green Dentistry. Her accolades go with a BS in biology from Towson University. She also has her DDS from University of Maryland in Baltimore. And she did a residency at St. Elizabeth Hospital. And now this is a very special residency because this is the only general dentistry residency program that's based at an inpatient psychiatric hospital. So she's done super dope stuff as the principal investigator with an approved case study evaluating dental anxiety. Yes, dental anxiety is too real for a lot of us. But outside of that, Dawn is just a natural creative. She is brilliant in that space. She leads brand development and strategy for many joint ventures. And in her spare time, she enjoys long walks on the beach, dancing, spending time with family and friends, and of course, her pet birds. But fellas, don't get too happy because she is also taking, shout out to my dog, Tevi Tev, putting the ring on it. So yeah, Dr. Clark, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, man. So I'm glad we got you guys here. This is a very momentous and happy occasion because Green Dentistry has gone live today. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Come on off mute. Let us hear.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you so much.
I want to get into the road to getting Green Dentistry started. Talk to us about you guys' individual journeys, and then we want to segue that into your collective journey. But I'll start with you, Dr. Millender. Let us know how you got to Green Dentistry.
Well, Dr. Clark, you want to go first since you graduated right before me?
Yeah, I can give a little bit of a brief to getting to Green Dentistry. It's been a long journey, but a very short, I would say, 2 years. So Kristen and I, we weren't in the same class as you were mentioning before, but pretty much we had a lot of shared interests. And after I graduated, went into my residency program. That's kind of when Kristen and I linked up a little more and got into some business ventures together. However, Green Dentistry itself wasn't really conceptualized until around 2019. And we pretty much, we're just constantly looking at ways to align ourselves and really set our own lane, or step in our own lane. We weren't necessarily too thrilled once we graduated and entered the workforce. So we kind of went our own direction, took our entrepreneurial spirits, and came together for green dentistry.
And Dr. Millender, is a similar situation for you?
Yeah, so a lot went on the year that me and Dawn actually connected. I was in my final year of dental school. A lot going on with graduating. I knew I was not going to do a residency. I knew I was gonna go straight into practicing and try to be strategic about my path to ownership rather quickly. And we picked up, like she said, we picked up some other ventures together. So we were already learning how to work together, learning each other. When I graduated, worked for several different people, several different dentists, had some of my expectations kind of shot down a little bit, but learned a lot in that process. And again, just understood very early on that, I have a certain set of values and there's a way that I want to practice. And me and Dr. Clark had that in common. And so, we conceptualized green dentistry, again, green being more of the holistic piece, but also really focusing on being more energy sustainable. Dentistry, dental offices use a lot of plastics. They're not very good to the environment. And there's a lot of technology right now, innovation when it comes to dentistry, where we can be better. We can actually use less materials, be more digital, and be more clean in that regard. And so that's where our concept really came from, plus the holistic aspect. And we just work together to make it happen. And it's good. We, because it's a pandemic, it's not the easiest time to start up a business, but I would also say it's not the easiest time to maintain a business either. So sometimes when you're like at the bottom, it's like all you kind of see is opportunity and you're looking for a leg up anyway. And there's so many people around that need help. So it's like, okay, you find ways to create win-win situations and get your leg up and take advantage of certain things that's happening right now. And that's how we decided to look at this time. Like, this is a time we were already planning, so we were ready. And so it's like, this is a time to really lean in on some opportunities. And if we can make it through this type of struggle with the pandemic, we can make it when things are going to get back to gravy, hopefully, when that time comes. So, yeah.
Sounds good. I want to back up a little bit because you guys went to a little bit different paths. Dawn, you did your residency. Chris, you went straight to work, but it still intersected. What was it that truly drew you guys? And you can each answer, respectively. But what was it that kind of made you make that decision? I got to work for myself. I got to go ahead and do this, practice and start building and moving towards green dentistry.
Dr. Clark, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I can answer that. I mean, I'm what everybody says nowadays, spiritual person. And I really gravitated towards Chris and her spirit, and we just naturally shared a lot of common goals and like just larger visions. And so that really attracted me to her. And just off the bat, her work ethic matched mine. And coming from dental school, you have to juggle a lot of things and really be on top of everything. And she pretty much embodied that. And it was just a blessing really to come out. And the way I met Kristen, because I had worked with her before, we were both on the Student National Dental Association board together, but I never was too close with her. But I had heard that her and her now fiance Brett were had some plans to go in some cannabis businesses, and I myself and my fiance Tevin, we had some plans as well. So we pretty much kind of saw where we could all kind of come together and collaborate. And collaboration, we always talk about this all the time is that's key for everything that we do. Is we always want different opinions, different thoughts, different minds putting together to make something even greater. We say 1 + 1 is 3 because the power of two people, once you combine those thoughts, it's almost, you know, it's limitless. So
Yes. I would say the same thing. Oh, there she goes. Yay!
You got her.
I had to use my other camera here because this Nikon is too fancy.
Right. But yeah, like
Welcome to
Dr.
the
Clark
show.
said, that
Thank you.
that we're both radically open-minded people. And so understanding that when you collaborate with people and you can like understand the power of perspective, it can really kind of shift your like paradigms and your mindset. And you look to build on top of that. And that's one thing that we do very well together. And then of course, just being able to balance large volumes of work at a time. It's very hard to find other people who can do that and who, you know, are excited about doing it. And can do it in a long game, you know? And so, yeah, definitely she's like my soulmate in that regard, so.
Oh, that's so cute. I love y'all, brother. I love what you said about the radical piece. And I really want to hone in because you guys have done something that most businesses in the midst of this pandemic, you know, a lot of businesses are closing, yet you're actually opening doors. What strategy were you all able to utilize, Dr. Clark? What strategy were you all able to utilize to actually get that going and not fall victim to, okay, this is COVID. I mean, how am I going to open a business right now?
I would say we use a lot of lean approaches and trying to think, you know, what is bare bones, our mission, what are we trying to do, and sticking with that and not getting too bogged down in all the details and things that you would kind of normally do when you build a business, because COVID kind of presents you with the unique opportunity. Like you said, a lot of businesses are closing down. A lot of those businesses have operations and staff, and when you're lean and you're just kind of starting up, you don't have necessarily all of those things to you have to deal with. So in a sense, we were in a good position to kind of move quicker because we didn't have as much to, I guess, slow us down in that regard. And yeah, I would say just staying lean and just trying to figure out, aside from all, you know, not get bogged down in the details and just really starting is like the hardest part, is what everybody says is starting. And it really is, because you're so, you know, concerned about your ideas. You don't know if people will like it, but yeah, and just going for it. What would you say, Dr. Millender?
I definitely say the lean. And as far as like strategies are concerned, we really educated ourselves about business. So when even Dr. Clark speaks to being lean, like we read, you know, the lean business model. We like would read things from Y Combinator, although they didn't necessarily have anything to do with dental businesses. It taught you how to think like an entrepreneur. And be able to pivot in certain circumstances. And so COVID time is very much so a pivot time for businesses. I mean, along with our other startup business, Beyond Extracts, we thought that was going to first sell CBD therapeutics, and it wound up selling PPE. Because again, we had the eyes of opportunists. Where can we, one, impact? Because that always leads you to success. Where can we impact? Who can we impact? And again, how? And so we had this access to the supply chain on the cannabis side, and we had a bunch of dental colleagues that had no PPE. You know, we used we positioned ourselves nicely, and we took advantage of that and helped a lot of people and stuff. So that was really good. But also one thing that we did is we didn't go in and buy a building to build a practice. We networked. We met another doctor who didn't work on the weekends, and we said, hey, we'll take the weekends. Can we, you know, rent space from you? And yes, you know, and so we work on the weekends as we practice dentistry on the weekends, and our overhead costs are so low now because in our contract, our rent includes access to equipment, access to supplies, all that stuff. So we just focused on, you know, how could we reduce the risk as much as possible in this situation. And that's what we made, you know, that's what we were accountable for. And we started seeing patients on the weekend, and there's a need for that. So, you know, and during the week now we focus on our other projects. And so we just kind of made it really work for us. Again, just finding the opportunity and not focusing on making things so perfect, although we do establish many systems to do a lot of this work, you know, do a lot of the work that we have to do. We don't want to do things more than one time if we don't have to. That was another strategy that's been very helpful. We used a lot of technology. So just making our way, just being resourceful and making our way.
I just want to reiterate, when you say systems, like we spend hours talking about systems all the time, because we're big on always documenting things, keeping things as organized as possible, because you have to go back and do something again. That's taking away your time that you can be progressing forward. So we really try to keep ourselves organized and progress at the same time.
Right.
So Dr. Millender, you mentioned something I want to back up to. You talked about this opportunity that you were able to take advantage of or create with this dental office on the weekends. And you talked about the contract specifically. Now, two very young women, well, not very young, but two young women in a male-dominated field, especially in business, were able to negotiate a contract where you have minimal overhead costs and are able to sustain your business and actually grow your business over time. How did you do that? Because that in itself seems like you're defying certain odds.
I think it's more so just goes back to we're just being us, and other people see the value in that and see the value in us in partnering with us, or even helping us get to a certain place, you know? And so, I mean, to be quite frank with you, we didn't have to work extra hard to find someone to do that. I think when you're kind of working in your path and you're leaning all the way into your purpose, you become aligned, and, you know, things will happen. People will show up. And, you know, we were connected very quickly, very easily with this person, with this other dentist, and shared a lot of the same mindset. And I don't know, you know, great people like to help and make great people, you know, and so it wasn't hard for us to find someone like that. Yes, we went through, we definitely dealt with some, definitely had to learn to be a sleuth when it comes to contracts from dealing with certain other, you know, certain people. But that's all a part of the journey that's necessary anyway. You know, you want to kind of get those learning experience kind of out the way anyway. But yeah, I think we just are on our path. And so we met the person that was supposed to kind of give us a leg up in this situation, if that makes sense.
It makes complete sense. And hopefully, Brett, you won't mind me asking a question, but I want to kind of dig back into how you were able to open up, promote your business, find the need during COVID. I think a lot of people have tried to open their businesses during this, you know, May, June, July, August process, but then found it hard to, you know, just to maintain and keep up with the process of getting new people and new clients in. What did you do? How did you, and not your secret sauce, but an overall view of what you did to make that work in this current climate?
We leaned on first friends and family, you know, and we made it sweet for the other people. So for example, focusing on the need. What's the need? Well, our main target is our community. And so there's a lot of needs in our community when it comes to dental health. And so, you know, right now people, and not just people in our community, but a lot of people can't afford, you know, dentistry is sometimes looked at as an elective procedure, right? So if people can't afford unless they have pain, they're not going to go. But if you talk to them and discuss, you know, arrangements as far as like payment plans, and kind of working with people, meeting them where they are, and understanding their situation, then there's a need, you know, because people are hurting right now. And so, you know, that's kind of where we started, and then referrals just come. You know, we're good practitioners. We treat our patients very well. We're very gentle, and we're honest. We're very honest dentists. And so when people kind of see that, You know, I have people driving from New York and from Virginia, you know, to be seen right now, and more people, you know, we're making referrals. And so it's just like, just looking to impact, looking to meet that need. And because there's a need, people kind of come, but we got to meet them where they are, you know, and they meeting us where we are, because we're just starting up, you know. And then of course, weekends, people
that weekend dentistry thing, that I tell you, that is gold, because most of the dentists hate to work on Saturday and Sunday, but you're free on Saturday and Sunday, especially with kids or anything else. It's the perfect time. So I don't have to take off work. So having that availability to go on weekends, and this is from a guy, you know me already, I said it before, I love the dentist. I love going dentist, is totally fine. But like, that's has always been an issue, is trying to find time to get off of work, break off work, and come to dentist. That was clutch. That was clutch to do that. And yeah, good job on that one.
Thank you.
I think that's great advice for any business, though, when you do things on off hours, where most people are used to only being able to have that access during normal business hours, because it's very rare to find a dentist who's past like 5, 6 o'clock. So I definitely think kudos to you guys, and definitely great advice for any business owner.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing that I want to make sure I point out to the listener or the entrepreneur or the entrepreneur in training is the focus, and it wasn't explicitly stated, but the focus on relational business, not transactional business. Don and Chris are very, very big on, you know, forming and forging those relationships with their patients. My God, Kristen has conversations with her patients outside of dentistry. Dawn, I'm pretty sure it's the same, but really figuring out how to fill the void and just being a person, you know, making them comfortable. You know, we talked about dental anxiety before, but when they get into that chair and we're having conversations and they're doing their thing about, you know, pushing that dental anxiety down, like, that's huge. So I really think the focus on relational business, to keep those referrals coming instead of the transactional business, what can I get out of you right now because I need the money right now, is a really big marketing thing that I think they're doing. And it's just unintentionally, it's just happening.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we wrap things up, I got to give you guys a few minutes to just talk to us about Green Dentistry. What's the mission? What's the goal? Let us know what it is, and then where we can actually get connected with you all and how to come get these teeth fixed.
Dr. Clark, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. I mean, our mission is pretty much in the name, Green Dentistry. Green, as Dr. Millender was mentioning earlier, just providing that more holistic approach to dentistry. A lot of experiences that people have had and kind of felt like, you know, I'm only here, we only see the teeth, but we want to look at everything as a whole, because everything is connected. Your teeth are connected to your heart, teeth are connected to every part of your body, really, your brain, everything. So just bringing back that idea that everything is contributing to everything else.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And so if we want to get this dental appointment situation taken care of, how can we do that, Dr. Clark?
Yes, so we just launched our website, so you can check us out at mygreendentistry.com. And we also are reachable by phone. You can call or text us. Our phone is 301-359-1188.
That's right.
And what about the social medias?
So no social media yet. So you can reach us. You can also email us. We're info.greendentistry@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
But we're very responsive. So you can call us, text us, reach us through the website. We'll get back to you.
Definitely.
Well, ladies, definitely thank you for coming and spending some time with us here on the 13th floor. We'll definitely have you back on the podcast whenever. I will say that these are two self-made entrepreneurs. Everything within their business, even with the help that they've had, the network, a great network of friends and family and consultants and such, but they've really put in the work. to get to where they are. So I just want to say to the both of you, I'm very proud of you, very happy that Green Dentistry is launching. And like I said, congratulations and much success to you all in the future.
Thank you.
For having us.
Good job.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We can't
No
wait.
further.
Great website.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Great website.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, Ian, kick him out.
Oh no.
They
See
gotta
y'all
go see
later.
patients now.
All right. Bye.
See everybody.
That was great, man. That was great. We want to continue on with this Black-owned DC section of the podcast. So we're coming up next to how to buy Black in the midst of COVID. And I think one of the things that Jackie is really going to want to hit on are the subscription services. So I'll throw it to Jackie and let her go ahead and take us away.
All right. So there are a lot of ways to buy Black in 2020. And as part of this segment, we definitely want to highlight different ways that people can, buy Black. And so one of the ways in 2020, a very easy and convenient way to buy Black is through subscriptions. And so just for example, you can get skincare subscriptions from many beauty vendors all over the country and abroad. My fiance, his sister actually runs a skincare product called Praise, and all natural skincare products. And it's called Sprays, but it's two words joint, skin praise. So it teaches you to celebrate your skin and find your in, and it's really high quality luxury skin products. Another subscription that I have is for laundry detergent. So I use True Products. And those are, again, another Black-owned subscription that you can get. Comes to your house every month. I get 2 large bottles of laundry detergent every month, and I don't even have to do anything. It's automatic. And lastly, I wanted to talk about Black-owned DC, another monthly subscription. And what we do at Black-owned DC is we tell you about all the great Black businesses in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We send you updates on Black-owned restaurants, on Black vendors, retailers, new ways to buy Blacks, events, deals, experiences. Being Black-owned, we try to make sure that you're in the know of. So that's the third subscription example, but there are so many out there. And so please do your research, see what's out there, and just know that that is a very convenient way to buy Black in 2020.
Absolutely. Subscription services. Jack, I got a question, man. There was a Black-owned paper company. I think it was Freedom Paper Company some time ago. I had purchased with them once, and then I was looking to purchase with them again, but I can't seem to find them anymore.
You said phone company?
Paper product company, Freedom Paper Company.
Oh, paper products. Oh, wow. I have to look into that one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get that on.
You talking about like computer paper?
Nah, like paper towels, toilet paper. Those
Toiletries.
Yeah. I just it's like bamboo paper or something like that. It's toilet paper. A Black guy just created
Really?
it.
I just
I
saw
don't have
that
the
in
details,
CVS.
but next time we talk, I have it. Say that again.
I just saw that in CVS.
Oh wow.
I sure
That's
did. 'Cause I
cool.
remember being slightly
cool.
thrown off, like bamboo and my booty. I don't know if
Right?
that's
Some
matching
stuff
up.
be, yeah, bamboo is not very, it's a hard
My
tree.
thought process went so into like the production of it, and I'm just like, they must be stripping this thing down and like repurposing it. I mean, it's got to be a lot to go in to make that comfortable.
Wow. Yes. Thank you for that.
I think that's really cool. That's got to be one of the harder Black businesses to start, for sure. I mean, you just kind of have to know.
But it's also one of those dream businesses. I think it's always best, right, to be able to start a business that's in just a known necessity. We're going to be using the bathroom to the end of time. And so being able to break into something like that You don't
Right.
need to have some huge business. You just get a small percentage of that industry, and you are able to enjoy life. You know what I mean? You can be the bamboo toilet paper man and continue floating, have great vacations, kids go to good school, and live life. You know what I mean?
We have a alumni in Jacksonville that has a paper product, Blissful Paper Products,
There we
black
go.
owned. In fact, her three sons are the ones who came up with the idea years ago, and they've grown it to a citywide thing now, where they were even able at the beginning of COVID, when there was toilet paper shortages, they were actually to hand out and give away paper, toilet
That's
paper
dope.
to the community, because they had done so well over the years. And her sons were the ones driving it. Her sons were the owners of it, and they were helping them manage it. So
That's
shout out to
awesome.
Blissful Paper Products, Hanan, there in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep, Hanan Hamed. Shout out to you.
All day, baby.
Now, BJ, you know if they got shipping, they shipping to Maryland?
Well, I know they did ship, because I don't know how far though, but we could definitely work that out. We could probably get her on one day too.
Absolutely, man. We got all this good black-owned business stuff floating around here. We're gonna make sure we share all of that good information with you all in the comment section of the podcast and everything. We definitely want to shout out Green Dentistry. Got to shout out Black Owned DC for putting this together and coming and joining forces with the 13th floor. Jackie, let them know where they can get connected with Black Owned DC, please.
www.blackownedc.com, Instagram _BODC, or Facebook.com blackownedc. And thank you guys. Really, really appreciate the opportunity to partner on this, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Bigger and better things, man. We're going up with BODC. Before I get out of here, man, I got to plug the 13th floor, though, man. Make sure you get this podcast wherever you listening, on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. We on Anchor, Spotify. We got YouTube and the Vimeos.
iHeartRadio, baby.
That's the one I'm looking for. iHeartRadio. We on the radio, baby. Stay connected with us at 13th floor, please, on all your social media handles, man. If you're trying to get on the show or have a topic, you can leave it in the comments. You can email us at 13thfloorviews@gmail.com. Landing page coming soon, so we're looking forward to that. We got shop coming soon, so we're
Ain't no
looking
landing
forward to
page,
that.
it's a website. We official, and we're gonna have merchandise and everything, so y'all can show love. Shout out again to Jackie. Not only has she come here, brought you guys all of this great entrepreneurial information, but also, she's on the back end helping out the squad as well. So as you see our expansion, that we like to also, keep the money circulating within the community. And so it's just it's an awesome opportunity, and we're just looking to really take this thing to where it's supposed to be. But it's a web page, it ain't no landing page.
You're right, man. I'm not the technically savvy guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. Hey, man, before we get out of here, we got Art's Corner. He's going to take us home, ladies and gentlemen. So, Art, what you got for the folks this week?
Man, I had some big shoes to fill, so I'm going to try to talk at the Carol pace and not do the normal Art speed. With that being said, this was a great episode that really reminded us the importance of not being fearful to jump out when everyone else is hiding. Warren Buffett said it way back in day, to invest when everyone his exact words were, when everyone's being greedy, well, not exact words, but everyone's being greedy, you step back. When everyone's quiet, you be greedy. I'm putting it in my own terms, but that's pretty much was the gist of the statement. And now it's the same for this COVID. You find an opportunity that's there, and you take advantage of that. Always dig in deep. Don't be afraid of trying new things. And I mentioned it before that you can either dream in your house or in your bed of all the things you want to do, or you can sleep in the nightmare wishing you did that dream. Go out there and try and make it happen. And if you fail, it's okay. Move on to your next task. But don't live in that fear that you never tried that opportunity to go forward. Success comes through failure. It's opportunities that you see out there and make things different. But you got to go there with a plan. You got to make sure you execute that plan and you understand the lane you're going into. You can't be a spider and use all 8 legs to try to be successful. You have to dig in deep, find the lane, master it, and make that your domain. So with that, everyone listening, Black owned, go out there, take over, make sure you're doing it right, take a step back, look at it, be innovative, dig deep, share, request for help when needed. Don't let pride destroy your family and your business. Be humble, be respectful, but step out and be a leader.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you catch us here next week. We're going deep with some topics next week. But that is it for tonight on the 13th floor, where the furniture isn't always the best. But them views, they are
amazing.